Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about Trump's mass deportation and how it's shaking up the African and the Caribbean diaspora. Now, a lot of folks tend to think immigration crackdown mainly hits Latinos, but trust me, Africans and Caribbeans are feeling it heavily too. So here's the thing. African migrants in the US were on the rise. In 2019, we had 2 million Africans living in America, making a big part of the black immigrant population. Fast forward to now, and Trump is coming full force with policies that are pushing people out. He's not just stopping illegal immigrants, he's even targeting those who were there legally. Visa appointments cancelled, asylum seekers cancelled, denied, people who have been living there for years, working families, ICE knocking on their doors, telling them their time is up. Nigeria just saw 4,000 citizens deported. They've been dealing with this for years, but it's getting worse. Trump has always had an issue with Asians, calling their country a mess and saying they needed to go back. Now, backing up his words with actions. But here's the real issue, that this isn't just about people already in the US. What about the students, the professionals, the young people who had dreams of studying in America or working there? They're going to have to think twice because getting a visa will be 10 times harder. In the past, if you had relatives in the US, they could file for you and help you get over, set you up when you arrive. But now the doors are closing. Trump is making it more difficult for family-based immigration, meaning fewer sponsorships, fewer green cards, and longer waiting times. So what's the real impact on Caribbean and African countries? Well, for one, fewer students going abroad mean fewer people sending remittances back home. A lot of families invest everything just to send one child to the US for education, hoping they will lift the family out of poverty. If that option disappears, what happens next? Then there's the job market. Many young people who have migrated will now have to find opportunities at home. But are those opportunities even there? Unemployment rates are high. With fewer options abroad, government will need to step up. Otherwise, frustration will grow and we could see an increase in crime, brain drain to Europe, or even more political unrest. And let's not forget trade. The African growth and opportunity, which gave African countries duty-free access to the US market, is set to expire soon. So Trump has won, and now there's no guarantee that it will be renewed. African and Caribbean economies could take a hit, especially countries that rely on exports to the US. So bottom line is, Trump's crackdown is changing the game. For decades, Africans and Caribbean saw US as a dream destination. Now, with visas getting harder to secure and deportation increasing, that dream is fading. Maybe it's time we start building at home instead of chasing a system that clearly doesn't want us, a system that's used us. And now that they've built up themselves, they want to get rid of people of color. So what do you think? Is this a disaster, or is it a hidden blessing, forcing people of color to look inwards? Let me know your thoughts. So this situation is not just affecting one set of people. It has far-reaching implications for countries around the world, particularly Africa and the Caribbean. The recent shift in US immigration policy demands attention and understanding. The Trump administration has also initiated a significant change by deporting undocumented immigrants to military detention facilities. This makes a departure from previous practices, has raised many concerns. President Trump has been vocal about his immigration plans, stating that his intent to seal the border and stop immigration invasion and to carry out the largest deportation operation in history. And these policies have had profound implications for individuals and families aspiring to visit or immigrate to the United States. Students and hopeful visitors may find their dreams deferred as avenues for legal entry become increasingly restricted. The traditional pathway of family sponsorship is facing new hurdles and making it more challenging for relatives to assist loved ones in immigrating. We have to recognize that, these policies are not just decisions, political decisions. They affect the world at large. They affect millions. And the reality is that immigration has always been political, and Trump used it as a major campaign tool. But at the end of the day, real lives are at stake. Governments need to have serious conversations about what this means for our community and how they prepare for the changes ahead. What do you think? How will these policies affect people? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. When large numbers of people return to their home country, whether voluntarily or through deportation, it can have serious social, economic and political implications. So many people stay in America to support their families, and remittances are a major part of Jamaica and Africa's economy. If people are forced to return, then their families will lose financial support, which could increase poverty and unemployment. When returnees or deportees come back, they may enter a job market that is already struggling. With limited opportunities, many find it difficult to survive, increasing frustration and social tensions. So, limited opportunities can lead to crime. If people come back without jobs or support, some may turn to illegal activities just to survive. This can lead to higher crime rates and strain on the law enforcement and strain on the people who are already living in these countries. And then there's a social stigma. Many returnees, especially those deported, are often seen as failures. Society may reject them, making it harder for them to rebuild their lives. Then there's a political side where political and diplomatic tension will increase. Mass deportation from US, UK or Canada can create diplomatic tension. Jamaica and other Caribbean nations and Africa may feel like they've been forced to take people back without support. When countries force people to return without proper planning, it could have devastating consequences, not just for the individuals, but for the entire society. So government need to step up. They really need to step up to invest in reintegration programs, create job opportunities in places where there's hardly any jobs available, and work on diplomatic agreements to ensure returnees can contribute positively instead of falling into poverty and crime. So in essence, I've talked about sending people back to their home country isn't as simple as just following the law. They have real consequences for the individuals, for families, and even the countries they return to. Many of them are not criminals, just people trying to survive in a tough world. But what do you think? Should governments handle deportation differently? Should there be more support for returnees? Drop a thought in the comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more thought-provoking conversations. And thank you for watching today. Until next time.